5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go! Hey guys, Alex Kahn here. Very pleased to show you guys this 1/18 scale diecast, and it's the FAB 1 based off of the FAB 1 from the 2004 live-action Thunderbirds movie. So, before I go into all those really cool details about the diecast and review it a little bit, I do want to talk about the box just for briefly. So, the car itself was definitely in mint condition. The guy who owned this did take it out of the box to take some pictures. But as you can see, the box is really banged up. It's even missing one of its door flaps on one side. But this was made by Sunstar, and as you can see, metal diecast 1/18 scale, and it's very, very, very large. The full scale version for the movie was about 26 feet long. This diecast version is a little over 15 inches long, which by 1/18 scale standards, that's actually a really long toy model. Actually, it's not a toy model, it's a adult collectible diecast model. Because this is not one of those cheap plastic transformation toys. This is actually a very high quality transformation diecast. So, yeah, the box, it doesn't really have very much on it. You know, on one side, it does have the Thunderbirds logo, and it's got some screenshots of the car from different scenes in the movie. It's got it with its on-road look. It has it with the canopy down when Parker is cleaning it. And then it has it flying up in the air, which you see quite a few times. And then you see it in its boat hydroplane slash mode. And it does transform into the flight mode. Does not transform into the boat mode though. And there's really not very much else to show on this box. It's pretty standard by diecast standards. But yeah, back to the diecast itself. It's in really good condition. And these toys that I have with it, this is not part of the ensemble here. These action figures are based off of the puppets from the TV show. They didn't have any action figures for Lady Penelope and Parker for the live action, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have got those to show. But yeah, the diecast itself, very, very nice looking. It's very accurate to the movie, which is kind of unbelievable considering how big this is and how elaborate it is. The interior of this car is immaculate, and from what I can tell, it looks just like the interior from the Thunderbirds movie, which you do see quite a few shots of the interior. And the doors do open up. They are suicide doors. And all around, there's little Ford badgings on this car. And the reason being is that when Universal contacted Rolls-Royce to make the car for the live-action movie, Rolls-Royce, who was historically associated with this car, they decided to turn down the project. So that was very interesting. And can you guess who picked up the reins for making the FAB 1? Well, if you haven't guessed it yet, it's Ford. Ford actually made this. And they actually made a full-scale version which was street legal. If you had seen Top Gear, the host actually drives this car through a little English village. And he made some remarks about how cool the interior was, but how hard it was to control. There was a lot of understeering. He actually compared driving this car to navigating a Spanish galleon. But yeah, there's no side mirrors on this, but because of the bubble canopy, you can look all around you, and there's probably very minimal blind spots. It's just really hard to steer. As you can see, it's a 6-wheel drive, the 4 wheels being in the front, the 2 wheels being in the back, so it's very interesting for sure. It's designed for 2 people, but at the beginning of the movie, you do see not only Lady Penelope and Parker, but she also picks up Alan Tracy and also Alan's friend Fermat. So it could hold more than the 2 people that it was designed to hold. And this card, it does appear in the movie for about 2 minutes and 49 seconds. It doesn't seem like a long time, but its screen time is spread out throughout the entire movie. I think it shows up in 8 different scenes or 8 different appearances. So it might not have a lot of time, but you do feel its presence. And I do like that aspect of this car. And in the movie, Lady Penelope owns this car, but she never drives it. She's kind of a secret agent, I suppose. But her chauffeur Parker actually drives this. And Parker isn't just a driver, he's also a martial artist, and he's a jack of all trades. So it's pretty cool, to say the least. And when you watch the live action movie, it's pretty cool that they picked 2 British actors to portray Parker and Lady Penelope. Lady Penelope is played by the English actress Sophia Myles, very very talented actress, and it's just like in the puppet show for Thunderbirds. In the Thunderbirds show, which was made by a British production, they actually chose people to sound American to portray the Thunderbird pilots. But for Parker and Penelope, they kept the British accents. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. So yeah, I actually got a sneak preview of the Thunderbirds movie for 2004. And I was one of the few people who actually liked it. Some people were commenting on the corny acting, but what most people didn't realize is this is based on the Puppet TV show, and a lot of the acting there was kind of corny. So I think that's the kind of acting that they were going for the movie, just to pay homage to its source material. But yeah, this car does transform, as I said, into its flight mode. Before I show you that, I want to show you the hood here, and it reveals the gas turbine engine. There's a turbine up here and also a turbine in the rear. So let me show you the transformation really quick. All right, guys. In order to demonstrate the transformation of the FAB 1, I'm gonna have to change views here. We're gonna start by opening up the canopy, which seems pretty basic, but there's a lot of warnings on the instructions to be very careful, and there are certain steps to opening it. This is Sophia Myles, who plays Lady Penelope in the live-action Thunderbirds. So I'm inspired by Sophia Myles here. So it says to open the roof, gently pull upwards and then backwards. How the heck do I do that? There you go, there you go. Woo! Okay. So it is open like the movie now. Yeah. And then you can see the nice interior. So it's got the driver's seat, that's where Parker sits. And then Lady Penelope only sits in the back. So the car in real life was about 26 feet long. But it only held 2 people though. So I could open up the doors. They appear to be suicide doors. Now, when you're trying to close the canopy, oh shoot, I almost did it. I had to close the doors before I close the canopy. Otherwise, it warns me that it will break the hinges. But it looks very nice inside. Inside the interior, it looks just like the thing, like the movie version. So let's close the doors up. I am so scared doing this thing. All right, so let's transform this into the flight mode, which you do see in the opening credits, and also you do see it in the movie. This thing also does go into like a hydroplane mode where it just goes over the water. Let's start with the wings here on the undercarriage. The wings appear to be made of plastic, but the rest of the body is die-cast, not including the canopy, of course, which is not. All right, there's something else I got to do here. Hold on. Probably do this. All right. So the deck lid does open up. There you go. And here is the gas turbine. I don't know what else. Oh yeah, the front wheels will fold in to decrease drag when it's in flight. So that's what it is in flight. Oh, there you go. There, I got the back completely open now. So now it's Thunderbirds are go, or Fab 1's a go. Look at that. Whoop, whoop. And oh yeah, don't forget to, there's another lever here where you can tuck the back wheels in. So now it's definitely ready to fly. Look at that. Look how aerodynamic it is. Let's tuck the wings back in here. Oh shoot. I almost broke that. Yikes. I am probably never ever gonna transform this again. The wings only go one way in. If you put one wing in first, you won't be able to close it. Let's see. I might have broke this back part already. Look at that. It should be staying out, but it's not. Hold on. I don't know how to close the trunk here. I just really want to know why this is not closing. What the heck did I do wrong? Now this is cool. There's actually extra flaps that come out of here. Look at this. I guess that'd be more interesting if I knew how to close this. Alright, this is really annoying. I just unscrewed everything on the chassis. I want to see if I can look inside here. Yep, I took the chassis off. I'm going to try to play around with the this rear afterburner here. Alright, I hated that I had to do this, but I had to unscrew these two pieces here. And then that meant this turbine fell off, and I had to put everything back in. It was hard to screw this back in. In fact, I'm still trying to tighten it. So you see this? It's still off the chassis, but this is how it should close. You just put the turbine back in, and then it just snaps in like that. That's the way it should be. So remember when I said the diecast is really weighty, had a lot of weight to it, had really good quality? Well, the chassis, on the other hand, is extremely delicate. I could snap this with one hand if I wanted to. It's so brittle. But I guess that's the sacrifice they had to make. But we're going to put this bad boy back on. Dun, dun, dun. All right, FAB, guys. Everything looks back to the way it was at the beginning. Did I mess up the canopy? It's a cool feature to have the transformation, but the way they designed this, it was not really made to transform too many times. It feels really brittle, and I had a hard time closing the deck lid on that, so I had to take the whole thing apart, and it was very nerve-wracking putting the turbine back inside the deck lid. I had to figure out the way that they assembled it, and I finally got the deck lid closed, as you can see. And it was a pain in the butt. I'm probably never ever gonna take out the afterburner ever again. Probably just leave this on display. If anything, I can always open the canopy. But yeah, if you guys have watched the Thunderbirds live action movie, it's based so much on the TV series. You know, you got all the Tracy pilots. It's all a family, and they all pilot the Thunderbirds. And then you have this villain called the Hood, who was also on the TV series. And he wants revenge for what the Mr. Allen did to him a long time ago. It's got everything from the TV series. It's really cool. The only difference is, it's all live action, and I thought they did a pretty good job with it. But again, I am very pleased with the puppet show as well. But yeah, a lot of people were upset that Rolls-Royce didn't help out with producing the Fab 1, but you can't blame the movie production for that. They can't control what Rolls-Royce wants to do or not. But I think we should all praise Ford for stepping in and creating something like this. It's very unique and very creative. And anyways, what do you guys think of the Fab 1 here, produced by Ford? And what do you think of the 2004 live-action Thunderbirds movie?